is to strengthen the institution. And I've chosen Nigerian Army. Even tomorrow after Buratai leadership, my support for Nigerian Army will remain till the end of time.
And because of your background, your father was a soldier.
My support for Nigerian Army will remain. Coincidentally, we've never had a focus. If you ask me to put among others, many people have a shot at the office of the Chief of Army Staff, but he is an exceptional leader. He is an exceptional leader. Look at him as an institution and as a father that is abreast of situation around me and in the country and in my West African sub-region. This is a leader that is fighting war. At the same time, re-engineering the Nigerian Army. A lot of infrastructure is going on a daily basis. Hardware, using local content to produce everything we are going through. It has been a strength, a strong strength and pillar to this administration. No doubt, it will be bashed left and right. People said he has overstayed. Yes, I believe, for career advancement purposes. But it's only the president that has the prerogative.
Yeah.
And it's in Nigeria that you ask questions. Our Chief of Army Staff, why is this thing so long? Service Chief, Director DGS remove, IGP remove. In other clime, these are beyond human, ordinary citizen to assist, because you cannot make that change. It's the president. He chooses whoever he wants at a particular time. History will record Buratai as one of the best general, a wartime general that has led the Nigerian Army.
But despite the insecurity in the land, you still rate the military very high. There is insecurity in the land. I am sure you agree with me.
Yes, I do. But the Nigerian Army has a mandate to protect the territorial integrity of the nation. The SSS has a mandate to provide intelligence.
Okay.
Protect the presidency, the president, and whoever the president chooses.
Okay.
And provide intelligence internally. The NIA has a mandate to provide intelligence abroad.
Okay.
Foreign intelligence, that's NIA. The Nigerian police is the lead security to protect Nigerians' lives and property. But policing in the contemporary times require huge investments. The investment is not there. It doesn't start with Buhari administration. It has always been like that. That is where you find our army getting involved. So the army our army is involved in what does not even concern them. So we are blaming them for helping out in what does not concern them.
Thank you very much for the education.
Blaming them. It's not part of their mandate. What concerns army to come and quell riots if the mobile police force is being well funded and adequately trained to contain it? You will not even see them. If there is no external threat, they will be in the barrack training, waiting for that day till that day will come. The SSS are proactive, giving intelligence, because what is intelligence? Intelligence means you should be proactive to nip certain threats in the bud before it even happens. So that you and I will not even know some situation are bound to happen because they've nipped it in the bud. And the State security services are proactive. They will provide intelligence that is actionable to the police. But does the police have the logistic to move and quench it? No. The police should be adequately funded, like we are canvassing that the army has been overstretched. They are deploying in almost 36 states, almost. What is the strength of the army? Deployed in almost 36 states, and we still have them in the war front. And some politicians are still tackling them in the cyberspace, sharing news headline with them, distracting them left and right. I think we have a genius as the leader of the army, Nigerian army.
Kabisi, do you agree with me that Nigeria is underpoliced? 400,000 to 200 million.
No. That is unquestionable. Nigeria is grossly underpoliced according to UN statistics. Even if we leave UN, according to practical statistics, we are underpoliced. It still goes to what I tell you, the police is underfunded. They are underfunded. We are beating them and we are saying they should not cry. Yes. When it happened now, when the Southwest was under siege, under the pretext of NSAS, nobody in the daytime, we saw what happened at Orile Igomu when police were being brutalized, killed, maimed. Nobody, none of our elites, none of the lawyers raised a voice in TV. We are watching, we are monitoring. Raise a voice, don't kill this police, leave them, this is condemnable. Nobody tried to say they are setting up inquiry to try those who kill police. But in the night, when the federal government and Nigerian army, the Lagos State government calls for Nigerian army to go and protect people and property in Lekki axis, you see the Nigerian elites rise up. They rose up. You are bringing that to me. Do you know how many policemen we lost? Your brother might be there, my son might be there.
Bumped and eaten up.
In Ibadan, they were eating police. We've never seen Nigerian human rights or lawyer rise up. CNN has not told us, you know where that woman lives, if they've not arrested them. I think we need a rethink in this country. If things continue like this, I fear for unity of the country. But we thank the leadership of the country. We thank the military.